Good morning, class. Hope you all are fine, healthy, completing your work on time, practicing your homework, practicing your work, revising your chapters. Today we are going to continue with the chapter The Butterfly Mountain's Shadow. Till now, what we have done? Till now, we have done that the narrator, along with her four friends, are trekking to the summit of the Adam's Peak. Why? Because it is considered to be a sacred place because of a rock or a carving, a footprint shaped carving on a rock. Now, this rock is also worshipped by different religions for different reasons. Like the Buddhists consider it as the footprint of Lord Buddha. That is why it is called Sri Padam. Hindus consider it to be Shiva Padam, thinking that it's the footprint of Lord Shiva. Whereas Muslims and Christians consider it to be the footprint of Adam, and from which it has got its English name, Adam's Peak. It is also known as Samanala Kanda, which means the butterfly mountain in Sinhala. What is Sinhala? Sinhala is the official language of Sri Lanka. Okay, how many species of butterfly migrate to this place every year between December to May? 60 species. Some of the common species are great orange tip, lemon emigrant, common albatross, quaker or common hedge blue. Okay, so till now we have discussed till here. Now let us continue from here.
Sri Lanka, known as the Emerald Isle because of its lush greenery, is home to nearly 250 species of butterflies that feed and breed among the leafy trees and beautiful flowering plants. Adams Peak, too, is covered with greenery and is the second tallest mountain in the island country.
So now children, Sri Lanka is known as the Emerald Isle because of its lush greenery. What is the meaning of lush? We can see here. Lush,
Abundantly flourishing. All houses in this neighborhood have lush gardens.
okay, so abundantly flourishing means too much. It's green all ways, all sides. It's full of greenery. And it is also home of how many species of butterfly? 250 species of butterfly that feed and breed among the leafy trees and beautiful flowering plants. What is the meaning of breed? Breed means to reproduce. Okay. Adams Peak too is covered with greenery and is one of the tallest mountains in the island country. So Adams Peak is also considered to be one of the tallest mountain in the island country. Okay.
Standing on its own, a little away from the other hill ranges of the area, it looks like a massive cone pointing to the sky. The Pilgrim Spot along the mountainside is made up of thousands of stairs, and it takes about 5 hours to reach the peak. From the base to about the midpoint, the slope was relatively less steep than the upper half. Yet, in just 2 hours, I was completely tired out, wondering how I would ever get to the top. Thankfully, there were small tea shops along the way for weary trekkers like me to rest for a while and revive after a sweet drink and snack.
Okay. Now standing on its own, a little away from the other hill ranges of the area, it looks like a massive cone pointing to the sky. So this Adams Peak, how did it look like? The Adams Peak looked like a cone and it was pointing towards the sky. Okay, the Pilgrim Spot along the mountainside is made up of thousands of stairs. So from the base to the Adams Peak, a pilgrim or a tourist has to climb up thousands of stairs. And it takes about 5 hours to reach the peak. So how long does it take? It takes about 5 hours to reach the peak. So children, over here I would like to recollect that when did the narrator start her journey? at around 2 a.m. At midnight. Okay. From the base to about the midpoint, the slope was relatively less steep than the upper half. So from the base till the midpoint, the slope was relatively less steep. What is the meaning of relatively?
Relatively, in comparison with something similar. Krunal is relatively taller than Renal.
So here what the narrator is saying? The narrator is saying that the slope was relatively less steeper. So if we compare the two halves of the path, then the first path is less steeper than the second one. Yet in just 2 hours, I was completely tired out. Why? Because she is not in a habit of climbing so many stairs, wondering how I would ever get to the top. So she was actually thinking, she was actually curious that how will she reach to the top. Thankfully, there were small tea shops along the way for weary trekkers like me to rest for a while and revive after a sweet drink and snack. So in between the way, there were some tea shops, small tea shops for whom? For the weary trekkers. Now what do you mean by weary?
Weary, very tired, he collapsed on the bed, too weary to change.
Okay, so weary means too tired. So the narrator is saying that she was extremely tired, and for tourists who were extremely tired like her, there were small tea shops near the on the way. Okay, and like me to rest for a while and revive after a sweet drink and snack. Now, what is the meaning of revive?
Revive. Here, to start feeling refreshed. Chirag believes his energy revives every time he eats a banana.
So here what does revive mean? Revive means start feeling refreshed. So that's the moment she took rest and then she revived. She started feeling refreshed and got the energy to climb the rest part of the stairs. Clear till here?
As my companions and I inched our way up the steps, the first pre-dawn light brought a beautiful misty glow all around. The final climb to reach the small shrine over the sacred stone at the peak was the most strenuous spot. The path became dangerously narrow, and the stairs were almost vertical like a ladder, with strong chains and railings to hold on to. It was packed tight with people, shoulder to shoulder, all in a hurry to reach quickly so as not to miss the first rays of the sunrise and to pray at the shrine.
Okay, fine. So now what happened? As my companions and I inched. Inched means, what is the meaning of inched?
Inched, moved slowly. The baby inched towards the bedside table.
Okay, so here the place was so crowded, the path was so crowded that they moved slowly on their way up the steps. The first pre-dawn light, what is dawn? I told you, dawn means early morning before the sunrise. So the pre-dawn light brought a beautiful misty glow all around. So it was not yet dawn. The pre-dawn sunlight brought a beautiful misty glow all around. The final climb to reach the small shrine over the sacred stone at the peak was the most strenuous part. So now the narrator is saying that the final steps to reach the top was the most strenuous part. The path became dangerously narrow. So the path was extremely narrow and the stairs were almost vertical like a ladder. So till now, till half of the path, how was the stairs? It was a bit slanting. But the last part of moving from the last path of reaching to the shrine, it was extremely vertical, with strong chains and railings to hold on. So there were strong chains and railings to hold so that it becomes easier for the tourists and the pilgrims to climb the stairs. It was packed tight with people, shoulder to shoulder. Shoulder to shoulder means there was no gap between two people. It was so crowded. All in a hurry to reach quickly so as to not miss the first rays of the sunrise and to pray at the shrine. So everybody was in a hurry to reach the topmost part, that summit, so as to they can see the beauty or experience the beauty of sunrise and pray at the shrine. Now see this picture, children, over here. You can see, I told you that it is like a cone shaped pointing towards the sky. So this is the mountain, it's a cone shape, and this tip, this summit, this peak is pointing towards the sky. Okay?
The most strenuous spot. The path became dangerously narrow, and the stairs were almost vertical like a ladder, with strong chains and railings to hold on to. It was packed tight with people, shoulder to shoulder, all in a hurry to reach quickly so as not to miss the first rays of the sunrise and to pray at the shrine. Almost.
So I hope it's clear till here, children.